Hello students, Mr. Stemple here, and today we're talking about your engineering notebook. We'll cover the basics, we'll cover how to complete this particular assignment, and specifically what I want you to turn in. You all should have received one of these. This is your PLTW notebook. And just some of the things that I want to make sure you're aware of here. You should have a table of contents page that you should fill out all the time. This is what's going to happen whenever you do the assignment. You're going to have to fill out your table of contents, at least the first bit of it. And then whenever you fill out pages in your notebook, it's going to look kind of like that. If you just got some writing on it, if you have something that you need to put in, like some pictures or something that you need to tape in, it might look like that, where you put your signature around the piece of tape so that you can make sure that this is what you've put in, so you sign it. And of course, you're making sure that you sign and date every page. You can see right here, it's got my signature and the date whenever I did that. So those are going to be some of the important things that you'll see as you go through this assignment. So let's talk briefly about it. Notebook basics. Your notebook is documentation of your research, documentation of your projects, documentation of your assignments. And as we go throughout the semester, I'm going to ask you to take notes in your notebook. I'm going to ask you to document your projects in your notebook. I'm going to ask you to complete sketches in your notebook. And I'm going to give you a notebook to do that in. If you run out of pages in your notebook, let me know. Let me know before you run out of pages. As you're getting close, there are 126, it looks like, pages in each notebook. So let me know when you get to about page 100, if you get there. Some of you won't even get there. But if you write big or you have a lot of stuff, you might get there. If you do, let me know. I'll make sure you get another notebook. Okay, but I want you to document a lot of things in your notebook. So how do you complete the assignment for today? The assignment steps will be linked from Canvas, and I'm going to take you to that same website here in just a few minutes. But if you go to Canvas, you'll see the link to this assignment. The other link that you're going to need is my.pltw.org, and you should have been given a login information for that website, and I would like you to write that login information down in your notebook. Then you always have it. Okay, and once we're done, of course, you're not ready to turn anything in yet, but once you are done and ready to turn things in, what I want you to do is to take a picture of your notebook page. So whatever notebook page you work on today, whatever notes you take today, whatever things you write down according to the assignment, you're going to take a picture of that, and then you're going to make sure you document that in the table of contents. So every table of contents, you're going to write the date, what it is, and the page number that it's on. I want you to take a picture of that table of contents page as well. And those are the two things that I want you to turn in. Okay, so let's get into the website so you can see exactly what I want you to do. Okay, once you follow the link in Canvas, you're going to get to this website here called Engineering Notebook. This will be a website that I put together so you can review it and take a look at it and see exactly what it is that I want you to do. So you're watching the video now, so you don't have to worry about this, but if you had logged onto this website and hadn't watched the video, I'd like you to go back and watch the video. Obviously, you're doing that now. So first thing is I want you to log on to my.pltw.org, and you all should have your passwords for that website. And when you log on, it should look something like that. And I want you to go to the General Student Resources under Communications Engineering Notebook, and it's going to look just like this. So I'll show you exactly over here on the website what that looks like. So General Student Resources is right here. Yours might look a little bit different. And then all the way down to Communication right here, and then all the way down to Engineering Notebook right here. All right, and then you'll see there's a little section here on Engineering Notebook. It talks about the sections of an engineering notebook, title page, etc. And it gives you a little description or a little example here of what an engineering notebook looks like. So go right here and just click through. Then you'll see it sort of fill out these engineering notebook pages, adding content, adding formulas, inserting external items, closing out the page, and putting in the signature block. So go ahead and click through those, read through those. I'm going to ask you to write some of this stuff down. So some of the things I want you to particularly notice here is there's a title up at the top of the page. There's some writing, some information here. When you do a graph, make sure you do it nice and neat. If you do a drawing, make sure you do it nice and neat. If you do any calculations, put the calculations right in your notebook. If you want to section stuff off, you can draw a line like this across and make a section. If you want to put something in your notebook, if you want to tape something into your notebook, there's a couple different ways to do it. I would prefer that you put it in your notebook and then you write your name right across the piece of tape that you used to put it in your notebook. That will say that you had something in there and you know it was in there, and if for some reason it gets ripped out, then you can say that there was in fact something in there. Alternatively, you can write it along the edge of the piece of paper here. So some of your signature is on the piece of paper and some of it is on your notebook. That will also suffice and show me that you had something in there. The engineering notebook, when you get a little bit more experience and you're working in, say, for instance, your EDD class, your engineering notebook is a document for what you've done. And if you get a job that allows you to be an engineer, this could also be a legal document. It could be a document that you could use for a patent. Right? So it's very important that you keep everything neat and organized and that you sign everything. When you're done with your page, you draw an X or you draw a diagonal line and initial it so that we know that that page is done. You're not going to write any more on that page. And then you make a signature and the date. Now, for me, you don't necessarily need to put a witness in because I know you're all working from home, so you're not going to be able to witness each other's notebook, and I don't need you to bug your parents to witness your notebook. I assume that they would back you up anyway. But I do want your signature and the date in there. So these are some things that I want you to pay attention to when you do your notebook. I go back over here to my page, and you'll see step 2. I want you to start your notebook. First page, this will be page 1 of your engineering notebook. Your notebook title should say Engineering Notebook. And I want you to add these things. Add your login information for the PLTW website. At least 3 things that you learned from that website we were just on. So I want you to do a bit of note taking about how to build your notebook. And then find a picture of something to tape into your notebook. I don't even care what it is. Picture of anything you want, something that you like. You can print it out. You can cut it out of a magazine. You can do whatever. I want you to put something in your notebook, do the signature part over top of it so I know something was in there. And then I want you to draw a sketch of something in your notebook. Again, anything you want, this is just practice. Practice drawing in your notebook so that we can get used to that. And then close your page. Draw a big X at the bottom or the diagonal line. Add your signature. Step 3, table of contents. Notebook title is Engineering Notebook. So in the table of contents, you're going to write Engineering Notebook, today's date, and then the page number. Page number is 1. And then what do I want you to turn in? These things all go to Canvas in order to receive credit. So I want you to take a picture of the notebook page you just did and take a picture of your table of contents page. Upload both of those pictures into Canvas. Your quiz this week will include questions based on the proper use of your notebook. So questions that come from this website. So you have this website, study this for your quiz. When you're taking your quiz, open up this website so that you can see the answers. It's not going to be hard, but if you haven't seen this website before, you haven't worked with it a little bit, you haven't read through it at least, you may not know the answer to the quiz questions. Good luck.